Hello everyone, I welcome you once again to this tutorial. You're welcome to Constech Academy. We are going to continue with where we have stopped. So let's work on the interest. The interest. So we'll select the whole of the interest. Okay, so before I will ensure that I'm able to select all, I'll come to and freeze it, okay, so that I can be able to access all of the so I will unfreeze. So I was able to unfreeze all. Okay, I was able to unfreeze so that I can be able to get access to the various details. Okay, I can get access to the various details. Okay, that is the reason why I freeze it. So let's select the whole of the interest. Select it all. Select it all to the total number of students you are working on, and stop here. And then you go to data, and you go to data validation, and you come to the settings. On the settings, click on the drop down and go to list. Then the row source, you go to the setting sheet, and then you select the interest. It means that the blank space left is that you can add other interests of the learner. Okay, then after that you come to the input message, and we'll write notice. Please choose from the ocean listed. Okay, I'll copy this. Okay, so if I click here, these are the drop down. Okay, you see it has been selected, so I can clear it using the delete key. I realized that it was not able to do all, so make sure you do it well. Okay, it just stop on the way, so I'll redo it. So I'll just autofill and drag it to the end. Drag it to the end. Okay, so we'll stop at where you are to end. Okay, today my machine is misbehaving, so you do it for the other one like us. You do it and then the autofill. Do it and check if it is able to, it doesn't cover the entire. Okay, the autofill. Okay, autofill, very important. Now we'll also do the same thing to the conduct. So you go to data, you go to data validation, and then it will be notice, and then I'll paste this thing over here, and I'll come back to settings, and I'll choose list, and then I'll go to the setting sheets, and then I'll choose, I believe it's conduct, so I'll choose to here. Okay, then I'll just click on OK. That's the conduct. Let's go for the interest, so I can choose. So let's go to the interest. You do the same thing to the interest, so you select the whole of make sure you select to the ending of the number of students you are working on. Okay, ensure to select to the number of students you are working on. Okay, so I'm working on this one. After that, you go to data validation, and then you are working on interest setting sheet. Then you do what? List, and then the source, you go to the setting sheet, and then interest, that's the attitude, you select it. Then you go to the input message. The input message is notice. You are given notice to the user that you should select from the drop down list. Okay, then OK. Ensure I believe this was not done properly, so I have to do it well to cover the whole of the total number of students. Okay, make sure you do it well, very important. So we are working to 202 students. Ensure that it ends here. The autofill doesn't, it ends here. It's supposed to continue. That's good. Now let's go to the top. So if you check, you can able to see this check. It means it's working now. Let's go to the class teachers remark. For the class teachers remark, we'll be using VLOOKUP. So how do I want to explain the VLOOKUP for you? So for you to get an understanding, I'll go to data, I'll go to formula, and I'll go to insert function, and then I'll search. So from here I'll just search VLOOKUP, search, and say go. Then I'll click here, and I'll click OK. Now look at it. Look for a value in the leftmost corner of a table, and then return a value in the same row from a column you specify. So use a VLOOKUP when you have some details stored on a table and you want to compare it. So if the student get that, let's say for instance, what we are using is that for the class teachers remark, if the student had 350 marks, this is the kind of feedback should come back. Okay, so what is the lookup value? So we are going to the lookup value, we are going to use the total score. So the total score. So look at, you go and you select this one and go to the total score. Now the second one is the table array. The table array is a table of text, number, or logical value in which data is retrieved. So we have stored some details on the certain sheets, and it's in the form of a table. So you go to that sheet. Now pay attention. So you're going to select the whole of this containing the heading likewise, and you come down. Okay, you come down. That's the table array. Now lock this, lock it to make it as an what? Absolute reference, so that if the lookup value is changing and is comparing to the certain thing, it will not change. So how do you do that? You click on F4, F F4, F4, and it will produce the dollar sign for you. That's what you use to ensure that the cell is locked. You lock the cell with a dollar sign. The locking here is not to prevent users from editing the formula. No. But here is to make it as what? An absolute value. Okay. Now, what is the column index? You see, the column index is the column number in table array from which the matching value should be returned. So if you look at our table, we are looking for class teacher's remark. This is column 1, column 2, column 3. So right here what? 3. And the look, this is giving us the feedback here. So just click on OK. Then you do autofill. I believe it will fill all. Yes, that's correct. Now, why is that these people, they have 0 and it's giving us you must back up? If you look at the table array, we specify that if the student had below 0 to 340, it should give us this remark: you must back up. Okay, it means our is working. So we'll copy this. We'll just copy it. Click on the green sign and we'll come and paste it here. And here we'll change it to 2. Why are we changing to 2? Because on the setting sheet, the column 1 is for score, the column 2 is for the head teacher's or remark. Okay, that is why I'm choosing 2. So do autofill. Okay, you see that the class teacher's remark and that of the headmaster remark, they are not the same, they are different. Now let's come to the term. Equal to sign, and you go to the setting sheet and look for where you have the term. So we have it here. So you select it and you lock it. You lock it. F4 to lock it. The exclamation mark should not be part of the selection. After that, you click on the enter key and you do autofill. So if I go there and change it to second term, third term, it will appear over here automatically. Let's go and let's expand this. Let's format this. Go to this place and go to home. We're going to format it to be a short date. Okay, so come here, equal to sign, and you go to the setting sheet, academic year. So academic year is here. You lock it. Why the lock? So why if we don't lock it? Let me see. We haven't entered any detail. So when we begin to enter a detail over here, so let's say 20th, today is 10th, okay, 7th July 2023, and I go to the, you see it has changed. The reopen date, we format it to be what? A short date. You can expand this one. Now equal to sign, and you go to the setting sheet and we go to the reopen date. Now let's see what will happen if I don't use the dollar sign, if I don't make it an absolute reference. So let me do autofill. You see that? Let me come here and make here, let me say that 12 September. So let me assume 2023, and then you can format this to be at the center, and bold it. That's good. Now let me go back to the see what is happening. You see what is happening. You see that I did not make it an ASU reference. You see that it doesn't work well. So let me make it this the first value. So F4, click on the. Now let me do autofill. You see the date, the reopening date is fixed for all students, and we don't want the value to change. So that's why you have to use the make this correction vacation. So we'll format this and you make it what? A short date. Then equal to sign. Go to the setting sheet and then select this and make it an absolute reference. Lock it. Now let's do the headmaster's name settings. Okay, it means I haven't created the headmaster details. So this is what we'll do. So let me see. Let's go back to the answer there. So you clear this. For your work is to on the setting sheet. Let's we can even do it here. Okay, so here we have so we want to work over here. So go to the view and bring the grid lines and the headings. Okay, we want to use let's do it here. So here we have head teacher, teacher's name, then we have contact, we also have class teacher name, then we also have contact. Okay, so let's format it. Let's merge these two. Go to home, merge, now you can expand this. We'll put it here and we'll bold it. Format it, go to all borders and then format it, more borders. Take your time and do it well. It's left with the one inside, the divider, which was not selected, so we need to do that. Okay, so that's good. You can format it to the So the same should be done here. So I'll click here and then I'll copy the format and then I'll come here and apply, so that I'll not so format it, give it a nice color. So I'll do format painter. This is a format painter, and then I'll apply it to this one. So this is the headmaster details. So now we can go to view and hide the gray lines and the headings. So let's go to the exam score, and then let's work on the class teacher's name. So equal to sign, and you go to the setting sheet and locate the class teacher's name and enter. There's no details over there, so it will give you 0. Then the same to the headmaster. You go to the setting sheet and select the headmaster's name. Now that's good. Now let's work on the promotion. The promotion is that we are going to use the if statement, the if function. So you are going to say equal to if, then you bring your open parentheses, if settings. So you're going to settings, if settings, which settings? If the term is, so you're going to say that if the term is third term, if the term is third term and the student had this number of score, then let it be what? Promoted. But if it is otherwise, then repeat. So this is the term. You lock it. You make it an absolute value equal to, then I want to check what I've written here. So third term, that's what I've written. So I'll come to the exam score again. I'll clean here. Then I'll bring the quotation mark. Then I'll write third term. So third term. Then you close you bring the closing quotation mark. Then you bring comma. So if the settings, which is F20, is third term, what happened? If so let's go to the total score. So if the term is third term and the total score is this, then the student should be promoted to this. That's what we want to write. So where is the total score? So let's go to the total score. So you select the total score. Okay. The total score. No, we are not going to use the total score. Actually, we are going to use let's use the total score. The total score. Okay, the total score. The total score. Yes. So we are saying that if the term is third term and the student had the total score, if the total score is greater or equal to the exam pass mark, then that student should be promoted. So this is the total score. This one we will not lock it. Okay, we will not lock it. Is greater. So shift and then the greater sign is greater or equal to what? let's go and select the certain sheet that contains the pass mark. This, we are going to lock this one. So we are saying that if the user select third term, and the student had the pass mark, which is 350, which you can set depending on your school, then comma, quotation mark, double quotation mark. What should happen if the student had that mark and the student is in form 1 basic 7? Then that student should be promoted to what? Basic 8. Comma again. If it doesn't happen that way, then that student should be what? Repeated. Then you close the bracket. Then you bring comma. In the case that it is not third term, but it is first term, what should happen? Then bring this. Bring this. Then close the bracket. I hope it's clear. So if the setting is third term, the user select third term, and the total score of the student is greater or equal to the pass mark, then that student should be promoted to basic 8. But if it is less, it should be repeated. But if the term is not third term and it's first term or second term, then it should bring this. So you press the enter key. Then you do autofill. Now, why is it that it is being the student is being promoted over here? I intentionally bring this because now let's change it and see if what I'm saying will work. Let's go to the setting sheet and change here to first term to see that statement will work. So here, automatically, as we have said, that is in second term. Sorry, I want to bold it. Okay, so because the user have selected first term, its first term promotion is not done in first term, and it's not done in what? Second term too. So that is it. Now we are getting down. So I will save your work. Also ensure to save your work. But let's do something. We don't want to be seeing this 0 value. It doesn't make our work. So you come to file and you go to options. You go to options and you go to advanced. You go to advanced, scroll down, and then scroll down, and then click here, show a 0 in cell that have 0, so you uncheck it and you click on OK. All the zeros will disappear. All the zeros will disappear. Save your work. See you in class. Thank you so much.